Hello there, this is the third part of a series geared to help teach new players how to play Marvel Crisis Protocol quickly, or to help veterans brush up on particular details of the game. This video is going to be dedicated to all the different types of cards in Marvel Crisis Protocol. First we have Crisis cards. They have 6 key parts. First, you will see the card is either a Secure Crisis with blue markings, or an Extract Crisis with red markings. In the circle at the top of the card, you have the threat value that the card provides for the mission. Under that, you have the title of the crisis. Then in the setup box, it will give you details about where to place the tokens for the mission following one of the maps that can be found in the core set. The scoring box will go over how the crisis scores, including any oddities like Research Station that has multiple ways to score points. Then finally, under the boxes, there are special rules that affect the game and the provided tokens. Next up are the objective map cards. These will help you measure out where objectives need to be placed at the beginning of the game. The letter on each card will correspond with the crisis card in that setup section that tells you to use that map. I will say it is also important to remember that the objective tokens need to be placed so that the token is centered on the measurement tool's point of where the objective needs to be placed, not so that the edge of the tool is touching the edge of the token, but rather like this. The next kind of cards I want to talk about are the Infinity Gems. There are only 6 of these, and they can be attached to a character who has the corresponding superpower to use them. The gem will increase that character's threat total by 1, give them 1 additional power during the power phase, with the exception of the power gem, and will give that character access to a new superpower. The final kind of card that I have to talk about are the Team Tactic cards. You will have 10 of these in your roster, but can only bring 5 into any given game. Each tactic card is broken up into 4 parts for the sake of gameplay. The card's name, its affiliation alignment, the timing at which the card can be played, and then the rules of the card. The first part is pretty obvious, it's just the name of the card. The second part will determine if the card can be brought with the strike team you have selected. If the team tactic card says unaffiliated, it can be brought into the game regardless of what your team composition looks like. However, if it lists the name of an affiliation here, it means that 51% of or more of your squad has to be from that affiliation, and that you are using that affiliation for the game. So even though you can run a team of Captain America, Hulk, She-Hulk, Black Widow, and Valkyrie, you could either bring A-Force Assemble or Avengers Assemble, but not both. Underneath that, it'll have the timing type, and it'll either say active or reactive. Active cards can only be used during one of your turns, but they can be used at any point that there aren't already other effects being resolved. So you couldn't use Avengers Assemble to move when your opponent is trying to counter-strike after an attack you just made. Reactive cards can only be used after meeting a certain requirement. The trigger can range from being attacked, making an attack, or movement. The triggering effect is usually explained in the first part of the rules text for a reactive team tactic card. And then the rules part of the card explains any cost that the card has, like power, how many characters have to play the card, followed by what the card does. And that's all on the types of cards. The next video will be about roster creation.